This is your official warning. This game is unsuitable for young children or those who are easily upset by disturbing images, talks of suicide, depression, or other mental issues. We understand and empathize with those going through rough times. Wish for our audience to know that we are not making light or parody of these issues. This is a blind playthrough for 2 players. The third player doesn't want to give away the surprise. Please take all of this into consideration when watching the video. Please enjoy.
Oh my god.
What, you like the warning?
Oh my goodness.
The proper thing to do would have been, Jody, why didn't you click over these warnings?
Because we need to agree.
There's only I agree. You can't not agree.
It won't let you play if you don't agree.
I have actually tried that. It won't let you play if you don't agree.
Well, how else? There's no button besides agree.
It's not full screen. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't going.
Why is it not going?
There we go. Going now. Alright, we agreed. We're going to play this lovely game.
Yay.
Listen to the happy tune.
And again, it says not suitable for children. So,
Yep.
this is mine.
Okay. Such a nice chipper tune. As well.
Are the audio going to bleed over the microphone?
Admittedly,
Do we
I
want
want to turn this down a little bit since we have it going from the speakers, but it should be okay.
Do you want
To make sure you don't get echo, you might want to just turn this top audio.
Admittedly, it's loud enough. This is true. Okay.
I did see echo before.
Echo, you say?
Do you want phone back?
You don't want to enter while you're in the middle of it?
No. Not in this game. No, there's a warning. Hi guys, we're going to be playing Doki Doki Literature Club.
And in your name. Put your name in.
But Sam can put whatever she wants. Cat. Okay.
Your name is now Cat.
Yep.
Cat.
She's a kitty cat. And she doesn't dance.
Hey!
Hi. See an annoying girl running.
A little louder so the people in the back can hear.
You read it
Oh
out.
my god.
I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself.
That girl.
That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children.
The voice off the screen is Max, another guest
I'll be
friend.
playing the boy, the main character.
The only guy in the entire game.
You know, the kind of friend you've never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long.
Aww.
We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I'd get tired of waiting for her. I will ad-lib whatever I want in these sentences.
It works.
But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. Do it. Flee. However, I just saw an idol in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me.
Would you like to be Sayori or shall I? I'm going to do a really annoying high pitch.
Okay, no.
That was porn.
She's I overslept again.
God.
But I caught you this time. Oh, sorry, it's Cat.
Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you to die.
You say that like you thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Cat.
Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something.
This is totally not a dating sim, guys. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to.
Whatever you say, Sayori.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have fun, okay?
We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the street becomes increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute.
By the way, Kat, have you decided on a club to join yet?
I ain't joining a club. A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either.
That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year.
Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of the many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she says, whatever she's going on about. Suri likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on average while spending my free time on games and anime.
Games and anime, admittedly good, huh? Uh-huh. I was talking about how I was worried they wouldn't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I died at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. Which clubs totally get you, right? You trust me, right? Band, prepared you for life. Oh my god. Don't make me keep worrying about you.
You can read it from your screen too.
This is true.
Alright.
Still you.
I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy.
It would.
No promises though.
This guy's just not gonna promise anything. Will you at least promise you'll try a little?
Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that.
Hey, if this makes... Yay!
Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess
a little bit of a meaner.
I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. A little bit of a meaner, and he wants to make her feel more at ease. I feel
like a contradiction.
The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it because I was sleeping.
Because I barely looked at
After
anything.
I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation.
You can tell he's super looking for those clubs.
Clubs. Sarah wants me to check some clubs. We're going downtown to go clubbing. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club.
Hello!
I didn't get to read my line. Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom.
I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you were just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. Because you're bad.
You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club.
Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought,
Blush. You
I'm
know
just
what?
saying, that you could come to my club, maybe. Possibly, because it's not, the name of the game. Yeah?
There's no way I'm going to your club.
Meanie?
Sayori's vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to join the anime club.
Come on, please.
Why do you care so much anyway?
Well, I might have kind of told the club yesterday I was bringing in a new member. Just a little. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Bribery.
Don't make promises you can't keep. I do like cupcakes. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay?
Yay! Let's go!
But first I gotta go look at the anime titties. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake.
For a cup? Mushrooms? Mushroom.
I dejectedly follow Sayori across... God damn it, guys. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of a school I rarely visit, being generally used for third year classes and activities.
Japanese school guys.
Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door, even though they slide open.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone, this new member is here.
Where'd the anime titties? I told you, don't call me a new member. Yeah, I glanced around the room. Welcome to our literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. I don't know why I'm saying it right. Your turn.
Oh, God. Sayori always says nice things about you.
Seriously? You bought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Your turn.
Ah, Cat. What a nice surprise. Welcome to the club.
I always hear her as Southern. Ellipses. All words escape me in the situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls.
I wonder how you noticed.
Kawaii.
What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it.
Sorry.
Natsuki?
The girl with the sour attitude, whose name appears to be Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year.
Very sassy first year.
She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori.
You can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Are you gonna be 3 people now? Oh no, that was sorry. I'm sorry.
That was Sayori.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls.
As if she's not moody. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club.
Don't say things like that.
Don't forget the stutter.
You gotta stutter. She stutters. No. I'm playing the male character. I don't stutter. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki.
How is it leaking? Well, here's some napkins. We got a drink emergency, guys.
There's a hole in the side of my cup.
Weird. Okay. But I mean, it is plastic.
Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you.
And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Kat.
Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. That pose freaks me out.
No, she's just showing off her assets.
Her skirt is flipped. How did it flip?
The movement.
Monica
was, so
was
sharp.
probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, well-read apparently. Basically completely out of my league.
Of course.
So having her smiling at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica.
Something about not stuttering, huh?
Yep.
Come sit down, Kat. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Because that's not why I brought them.
Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Yep. I jumped in.
Sorry, I got a little too excited. I'm a little hungry.
Then how about I make some tea as well?
Yeah, we're gonna have to use dogging.
Sorry.
You're Yuri. It's okay.
The girls have a few desks arranged in the form of a table. As Sarah mentioned, it has been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back over a table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Oh, spooky skeletons. Wah!
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray and reveals a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats.
It's a kitty cat.
The whiskers are drawn on with icing, and little pieces of chocolate are used to make ears.
So cute!
I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Honestly.
Sayori grabs one, then Monica. I follow.
It's delicious!
Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face.
I may have actually done that once in high
I
school.
turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet.
Staring.
Can't help but notice she's sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Why are you thanking me? It's not like I
Haven't I heard that somewhere before?
made them for you or anything.
It's like one of my Japanese animes. Huh? I thought you technically did. Sayori said.
Well, maybe. But not for, you, dummy.
Baka.
Baka.
Alright.
It's not like we can tell tropes or anything.
Alright. I won't throw you out the window, little girl. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray.
You keep a whole tea set?
You keep a whole tea set in this room?
Sorry.
It's okay. Lots of people.
Person.
This time it's
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess. No.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you.
Because, it's the only guy that showed up ever.
That's not...
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that,
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea.
I'm glad.
Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So I know which one I like. The one I can throw out a window. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me.
So, what made you consider the literature club?
Cupcakes. I was afraid of
All
this
the
question.
cupcakes.
Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay.
That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
Yeah.
Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year?
Well, you know.
Showing off the assets in a quick move that flips up the skirt.
To be honest, I can't
All the
stand
assets.
all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events.
Hey man, we take our clubs very seriously.
I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it.
You should see those boards, man. They just get deadly.
And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream.
Monica is a really great leader. Yeah.
Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new.
Do you need your glasses?
No. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature.
I mean, books can grab your imagination. You just need
You
to
have
read.
to
It's intention.
you have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile.
I mean, you ever seen Gaston? He just turns books out. What is this shit?
No pictures.
There's no pictures.
But it makes
Like
school
anime.
Where's my Japanese animes?
But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow at this club before we graduate.
Yeah.
Right, everyone?
Yeah.
We'll do our best.
You know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees.
And then stares at you.
Such different girls, all interested in the same goal.
Like the height.
Monica must have
It's
worked
right in the middle
really
there.
hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they're also
start
delighted
yawning.
by the idea of a new member joining. Who yawned?
I did. Sorry.
Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about
Please.
literature.
So, Kat, what kinds of things do you like to read?
Porn. Well,
I mean,
considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she really wanted to say something, but keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Sounds like someone likes manga.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Porn. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Like D&D.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I've walked in, but it's obviously by the way her lies light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people.
But, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop?
When you can't think of anything.
Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
I read a horror book once.
Just once.
I desperately grabbed something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down.
I mean, it's such a good book.
Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
I hate horror. I hate horror too, Natsuki. It's okay.
Oh, why's that?
It's not, it's scary.
Natsuki's eye darted over to me for a split second.
Never mind. It's not like I'm a scaredy cat.
That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting.
Ah, shit.
It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! Give that back!
Fine.
Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just cute as you are.
Yuri slides up behind Natsuki, puts her hands over her shoulders, or on her shoulders.
I'm not cute!
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No!
Baka. Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
Not a very confident writer yet.
No.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just a confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart.
I heard it once. It's like showing your butt off to the crowd.
Do you have writing experience, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
Ellipses. I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment.
What to do?
Okay. I have an idea, everyone.
Ellipses, question mark.
An idea? How can you possibly get an idea?
Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even.
Ellipses.
Yeah! Let's do it!
Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club.
Admittedly, a good idea for an event.
Isn't that right, Kat?
Monica smiles warmly at me once again.
What do you think, Kat?
Hold on. There's still one problem.
What's that?
Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining a club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. Boobs. I never said I would join this club. Sierra may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and
all the boobs.
I lose my trail of thought. I'll forego stare back at me with dejected eyes.
But I'm sorry. I thought.
Cat.
You all. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make up a clear-headed decision like this with all these anime girls? That is, if writing poems is the price where I need to pay in order to spend time every day with these beautiful girls.
Beautiful girls.
Right. Okay. I've decided then. I'll join the literature club.
Yay!
One by one, the girl's eyes lit up.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Sure, wraps around her arms around me, jumping up and down.
Jump up, down.
Hey,
You really did scare me for a moment. What the heck? Okay. You did scare me for a moment.
just click on the little arrow right here.
Yeah.
There's a little arrow.
If you really
You just want to
came
click
for
on
the
her boobs. I
cupcakes,
see where you keep
I
the
would
mouse.
never. I'd be super pissed if you just came for the cupcakes.
Then that makes it official.
Now you're clicking on her butt.
Welcome to the Literature Club.
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note.
Yeah.
As opposed to a death note. Much Japanese anime.
Everyone, remember tonight's assignment.
More homework.
Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share.
Monica looks over at me once more.
Kat, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
She's just constantly flipping her skirt at you, man.
Yeah! Can I really impress the class star, Monica, with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clear up their food.
Chit-chat. Hey, Kat, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
Babaka. The wrong person, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs.
So in this particular dating sim, you got
Sure.
the best friend, you
Might
got
as well.
the tsundere, you got the nerd.
And
Yay! And the class star of this class.
you got the popular girl. You've got the idol.
You got the
You've got the shy girl. You've got the tsundere girl.
and the goofy neighbor.
And the best friend since you were children. With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori,
the neighborhood.
Natsuki,
Tsundere.
Yuri,
Shy.
and of course,
The idol.
Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. All right.
Like a dating.
I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with me writing a poem tonight.
Shucks. Work.
All right.
Time to write a poem. Pick the words you think your favorite club member will like. Something
So-
good might happen to whoever likes your poem the most.
Pick one of those three girls. Which one do you like? Who do you like so far? This is a good time to ask this question. Who do you like so far?
The purple-haired one.
You like Yuri?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to try to figure out words that she'll like
Right.
from what you talked to her about already.
Between what you talked about. If you need to adjust this, there you go. Does that help saying?
Not really.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, it's a weird thingy. I stole it from somebody.
From what I've gathered, she probably likes big words, but that's all I know.
That's it,
So-
big
Marshmallow,
Sure.
fireflies, rain cloud.
Hey, you
Maybe
know what?
more like higher vocabulary. She's more intellect based.
Disarray.
She liked Desiree,
Judgment.
and she liked it.
There you go.
Melancholy.
Okay.
You
so
got
far,
it. I think
so
you got
good.
the. I think you got the idea.
Intellectual.
Yep.
I bet she likes death. Oh,
Oh,
whatever you clicked on,
Natsuki
Natsuki like that.
Fantasy. Contamination.
Ooh, massacre.
Unrestrained.
Strawberry.
Nah. Might be one of the other girls. Covert.
Wow.
Covet.
Covet. Okay.
Doki Doki.
Graveyard or imagination?
What about hopeless?
Ooh, hopeless sounds good too.
Look
Oh,
who likes
wait.
hopeless.
Yeah.
Oh, Sayori liked hopeless.
I like that.
Uncontrollable.
Yeah.
Ooh, sensation.
Which one do you? Ooh, or you could just be awesome.
Or
Ooh, vertigo.
no, okay.
No,
Okay.
I didn't actually.
Suicide,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, suicide too. Okay.
Electricity.
Electricity. This is the most interesting poem.
Shopping.
Effulgent.
After image. Ooh,
Disorder.
inferno.
Inferno. Inferno. Yeah, oh,
Ah.
yeah.
Yeah, she
She's
liked
definitely
it.
in some fantasy there.
Nightgown. Anger.
Ooh, parfait.
Tragedy, existence,
Parfait's a good word too.
Destiny.
destiny.
You
It's
have
a very
4 more
interesting
words. All
person.
right.
Frightening.
Frightening.
Climax.
Infallible.
Ooh.
Infallible.
Climax.
Climax. Who wants to get to the end of this poem, guys? We got to the climax.
Analysis.
Disaster.
Disaster.
Disaster. It's a disastrous climax.
Misfortune. Oh, darn.
Sayori likes misfortune.
Sayori, what are you doing over there?
Fickle.
Agonizing.
Vivacious?
Vivid.
Vivacious.
Vivacious.
Landscape.
She looks so cute down here. She's
She looks so cute.
Depression.
Oh,
Darn.
Sayori liked depression.
That's
gonna be
sorry. I'm gonna
rude.
keep an eye on you, Sayori.
Hi again, Kat.
There might be something going on.
Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club.
Shucks.
I was the last to come in, so everybody else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise, Kat. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. What the hell were you doing, man? I don't know if you plan to just come out here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. I will finish you.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
2 different words. Manga is literature.
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plopped back into her seat.
I have been defeated. Don't worry, you guys. Cat always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with the busy work without even me asking sometimes. Like cooking, cleaning my room, and taking care of the house. And
How dependable.
Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
How come? You and Cat can become good friends too.
Sayori. Ellipses. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
Wait,
I'm gonna ruin all the
Sayori?
surprises.
Yeah. Me? Me?
Not really.
Don't be shy.
It's really nothing.
What?
Sorry.
What is it?
Never mind. Sari made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do?
Oh, she's blushing so hard. I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation.
Always up to the guy, man.
Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gestures from you was a pleasant surprise.
Laying on a little
It'll make
thick
me
there.
happy to no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be.
All right.
You're way too excited to
Here.
her.
She's getting all excited, you know. with all
Yuri
that
reaches
book.
into a bag and pulls out a surprise book.
I didn't want you to feel left out.
There you go.
So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read.
Yeah, just getting
And we
middle
could,
schooler books.
you know, discuss it if you wanted.
This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this.
Sure, I will.
I enthusiastically take the book and light it on fire.
Phew! Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. So Yuri and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice that her intense expression, like she is waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. Looks like the same book she has lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap! I think she knows me looking at her.
It was like a
She sneaks
dust
another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. Ellipses. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book.
Hide the book.
Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book you gave me, right?
I wanted to read some of it. Not for any particular reason.
Sweat drop. I'm just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book?
Well, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them.
Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down.
Good books. Good books.
It's a very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so? What's it about, anyways?
Well,
Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover.
all right. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away.
Spoilers, guys. Spoilers.
Basically,
Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust.
One of those old coming-of-age stories.
No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart.
That's kind of, it's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden.
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Kat?
You're not a fan of those sort of things?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Because I totally bought this
Yeah,
book for you.
I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. Sometime soon you want to click that button.
Shit ton of
Check
empty
the spot.
spots.
She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective.
Yeah.
When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they can believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I?
With the villain's plan.
Not again.
That's an interesting way to put
I'm
it.
sorry.
Hey, don't apologize.
If you like a book, it's
I
fine.
haven't lost interest or anything.
I haven't zoned out totally at all.
I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
That's...
Tell the shy one to stop talking.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. That the least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all.
That's... Well, that's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
You don't have to.
What are you saying?
No,
Just
like
a moment
literature
ago,
club.
you said you were looking forward to it. Ellipses. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I'd put in my bag.
See, you didn't throw it out. Come on.
All right. It's fine. Is it fine? It's fine if I sit here, right? I'll slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
She's so shy.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
And yawning. Yeah.
That's... I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read.
Why would you read over his shoulder, man?
It's not a particularly bad thing. If you're a ghost, you can't turn the pages.
This is true. This is true.
Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry. I was just...
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
She's Canadian.
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry.
Canadian.
I mean...
Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them.
Ooh.
I'm getting
Oh.
close.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders almost touching.
You've successfully almost touched his shoulder.
It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the pages.
Here.
Look, an entirely new image.
It's a good image.
It is. It's pretty cool looking, admittedly.
You know, that book is way in front of her.
Right?
Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I mean, I understand why, because there's no art of you probably, is there?
No. Like, that is as close as you see your
If you
hand.
click on the box, it works better. I do the same thing with my right arm on the right side of the book. It's like an indirect book holding. That way I can turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to the side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before.
Close.
It's actually kind of distracting to me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision.
She's in the corner.
Are you ready? To turn the page?
Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted there for a second.
He was staring at something.
I glance over Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
Oh, her eye actually moved to look at you. Okay.
That's okay.
Oh,
You're
that's
not as
mine a
used to
little.
reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do,
The problem of the fast reader.
since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah. Thanks.
The guys don't stutter, huh?
I wasn't going to have him stutter, but this is one of those situations he would probably stutter. But I'm just talking to a group of people. Not. Hi.
You continue
We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page, it feels like almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side so she can catch it under her own thumb. Here, Yuri. This might be silly though, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
You think so? How does she?
Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. But she also second guesses all the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they kind of reminiscence of your own mannerisms.
I see.
Was that a compliment or not?
I don't know.
It's a little like
Yuri remains silent for a moment.
I'm trying to find something in common with you with those books.
Babaka Kate! No.
The cat? That's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her.
Like she actually knows the book.
That's so embarrassing that you think that.
But wait. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything.
I mean, at least he's trying to be nice.
Sorry,
but-
I really don't know. I didn't know you were so self-conscious about that sort of thing. Ellipses. I guess I'm more mean that it's kind of cute.
You know, kind of just maybe so.
What are you saying all of a
I'm
sudden?
gonna make her blush.
Okay, everyone.
Hup.
Oh shit!
I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long.
What's wrong, Max? You okay? Do you need a drink? So I can get you a water.
I think I need to see everybody, but I think she's the only one whose eye color don't match her hair. Like her eyes are purple. I saw that.
Okay.
I think everybody else's eyes color match.
That'd be kind of funny. We're gonna have to look for that now.
Oh, hopefully we'll see them all here in this scene.
Right.
So.
Yep.
Hurry exhales, spared from finishing her thought.
Thank you.
Is that all right, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb.
Ah, my thumb. All right.
All right.
I guess we'll do some more reading. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read with you?
She doesn't know what to say to that one.
I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way.
I mean, if you manage to memorize the book, it doesn't matter. She knows where it is.
In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun reading with you after it picks up a bit, you know?
That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time.
All right. I stand up. I make a mental note where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag.
Do you need a fidget spinner? Nope. Okay.
By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night?
Maybe? Yeah. My relaxation ends.
Immediately, cold shower.
I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with?
I can't wait.
Open your eyes.
Now that we notice, they won't ever look up in the eyes.
Yeah.
They enthusiastically pull out their poems.
Series is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags.
Almost everybody but the main two.
I do
are
the same
upset about
myself.
this. Who are you sharing with first?
I don't know. Does this have any bearing on anything?
No.
I told Natsuki I was interested in her poem yesterday. It's probably only fair I share mine with her first.
I guess those kind of things, what they
Her
say.
eyes are pink.
It is matching.
Huh?
Cat, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home.
What? Harsh.
What, you expect me to believe they actually put effort into this thing? Do you think I'm stupid?
I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Ellipses. Fine.
Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. Tell you what to improve because you're better off just trying again. It was that bad.
Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess.
Anyway, I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid.
You get to read her poem.
Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it.
Click outside the poem area.
Yeah. I told you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am.
Why are you so convinced?
Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because, Baka, everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. And, like, stupid. Some people even take my writing seriously.
Okay, calm down, Princess Lumpy Space or whatever. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly! I like when it's easy to read, but hits you hard, you know?
Like my
punch.
fist.
Right. Like in this poem, just a punch to the face. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then it made it fall flat on purpose.
Isn't that actually a thing?
It is a thing. It helps bring out the feeling in that last line.
So you did. I guess more went into into
Exactly.
it than I realized.
We both can't do it. That's what it means. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not.
Ha.
I just decided to humor her with with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take it away from her.
At least it's nice enough not to do that. But
Who's next?
ooh, Monaco.
Mononoko.
Okay.
Hi, Kat. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things that we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, we'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up.
Of course.
I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Fucking
Don't worry, Kat.
Fuck that pose.
We're all a little embarrassed today, you know.
Well, you know, Star Idol has to have her main
But it's that
pose.
sort of barrier that we'll all
Oh,
learn
that's
to
your
get
waifu,
past soon.
No, actually,
Yes.
that's Yori.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. It's spelled with a K. It fucks me up.
Great job, Kat. I was going... Oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair.
That's good.
I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right?
I wonder why she picked
Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness.
Like depression.
Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively.
You know, based on what I saw from the words we picked suicide, and she didn't go for that one, though.
Both
Which
allowing
is better,
people...
I think?
No, Sayori went for suicide.
She
Sayori
went for depression. No.
Oh, you're right.
No,
yeah,
Yuri went for suicide, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm... Nope, so depression.
Both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel. Or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances.
Feel.
It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point.
She just, throws it in the
I never
closet.
really asked, though.
I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet.
Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing.
You do you, boo-boo.
Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I'm comfortable doing this.
That's okay.
Just like a Japanese anime. Tired?
No.
Coffee?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'd love to see you try new things.
Oh.
That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything.
It's not a dating sim. It's not like you gotta go for the girl.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident.
I'm written that way and all that.
That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then.
Let's see.
Hole in wall.
Would you like me to read it since you've talked so much?
No, it's okay.
She got it. She got it under control.
It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes, a noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun, but it's too late. My retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in.
What do you think?
What a lovely poem.
What do you think?
So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
She just found a hole one day.
Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
A hole in the wall.
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently.
About a hole.
It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other.
I'll just leave mysterious poems
Anyway,
instead.
here's Monica's writing tip of the day.
Yay, writing tip.
Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink.
Oh, that's cool.
So just move your hand and go with the flow.
Unless you use like the quill pens or something like that. The ink pots.
That's my advice
Or the
for
ones
today.
you load, because they do just
Thanks for listening.
should save. Just because it's a good idea.
Immediately, save often, save early, save. Those words.
I've heard people had problems with saves. Like if the game crashing and stuff. Like if you minimize it at all, the game closes. So
Okay.
I think there's a reason for that. Oh,
This is a good poem, Kat.
I just might have crashed or some shit.
Are you sure it's your first time?
No, you took my first time. Oh! When I read that beat poetry in 3rd grade. Yes, of course. It's not that good. I'm the kind of guy who would...
Am I?
Am I the kind of guy who would write poems in his spare time?
I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Kat. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something only really good people would do.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motives here. Then again,
The cupcakes.
I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'd be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm going to hold on to I'm going to hold you to that then.
All the fun. Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that. You want me to read it?
Sure.
Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. And kissing my forehead to help me out of bed makes me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
Wow.
She wants breakfast, guys. She wants breakfast. Sayori.
This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No! Just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Oh, yeah.
I want breakfast.
I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school.
It's bad to skip breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. I get cranky. Get hangry.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing.
Get violent.
Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Yeah.
But next time, I won't forget. And I'm going to write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I'll look forward to it.
Saving your
Who should I
favorite girl
show
for last.
Who should I
huh?
show my poem to? There's one selection. Ellipses! As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten.
She's getting excited.
Exceptional!
Eh? What was that? Ellipses question mark?
Did I say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but ends up covering her whole face.
He's going to hate me.
He really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
I guess you're right.
I just said my thoughts out loud.
What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath.
Take a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Don't mind the guy in the back, guys. He's his critics.
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just mean,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell.
This line right here. It's about electricity.
It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together.
You fit.
The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes.
Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even in a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback.
Hey man, you wrote an amazing poem by clicking on letters. Words.
Yeah.
Natsuki can be a little bit biased,
A
though.
little biased.
Biased?
Just a little
How?
biased.
Well, never mind.
Never mind.
I shouldn't be talking about people like that.
Behind their backs and all.
Sorry.
Just say that to her face. It'd be fine.
It's fine.
I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or not to Natsuki, who's not even here. We've lost his train of thought. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do.
We noticed.
I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Do you need a fidget spinner? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced with the sickling blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back.
Oh, she's such a ghost. Ghost in the shell.
She does have purple hair like Major.
I'm sorry. I have such terrible handwriting.
I don't know. That's really fancy cursive. I don't think that's terrible.
I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
Does she actually count, which we will never know.
Well, I don't read script very often.
See, we're all fucking yawning.
I actually think your handwriting is pretty. You know why I'm yawning? Because you guys keep yawning and I've just been pushing it down.
Her.
And then you do it.
I'm sorry.
I've been avoiding.
It happens when I read too much out loud.
It always catches.
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild.
Just a little more mild.
Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, this story isn't about a ghost at all, Kat.
Really? I must have
About
totally missed the
flickering.
point.
It's about flickering in the light.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all.
I thought we took a long time to read this.
But remember that poems often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work.
Poets. Okay.
Poets, yeah.
I was like, poems. They're already expressing something.
They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost.
It's a bouncy tune.
lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
Nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing really.
Just something off the top of your head.
Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Kat.
Ah, me too.
Come by.
I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. There was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're being nice to me, there's no way my poem can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They're gingerly exchanging sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks? Yours is cute?
I'm not cute! Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feelings of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess? I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple of suggestions.
Huh. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked somebody who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Kat did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions from my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet.
Sick burn!
I'm so burned!
And Kat liked my poem too, you know.
Kat likes all the fucking poems.
He even told me he was impressed by it.
What?
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Kat appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Another sick burn. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Cat started showing up.
Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you! It's
You
both
too.
of us.
Okay.
See, Natsuki and your...
This doesn't involve you.
I don't like fighting either, guys!
Suddenly, both girls turn towards me, as if they
he's there.
just both noticed I was there.
Cat! She's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. She can get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective than this would have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Cat.
Wait! There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Cat? Well?
Good timing.
Ellipses. How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me.
Oh.
Do you want to say it before you do it?
Sure.
Okay, it's the date. So who do you pick? Do you go with an out? Do you go with a side? Do you go with an outside party? It's you, Natsuki. You're right there. I like your poems.
poem. Sorry.
See?
Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick
not
a fight.
magic boobs,
You
okay.
shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different.
That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. Seriously, man.
I understand. Yuri,
Eh?
you're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed.
Well, that's...
But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it's because it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki feels threatened, like when you said her poem was cute.
I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. You...
But Natsuki, you took it way too far.
Those boobs are not magically ingrown.
Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, this wouldn't have happened in the first place.
Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that...
Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think that you should too?
Natsuki clenches her fists.
Thank you.
In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's left alone.
She's trapped at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure.
No, under pressure.
I end up even feeling bad for her.
Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head.
Sayuri, she doesn't need to.
You know what? I'm going to do that. You guys can all leave. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now.
The bakas. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the
It
trash.
was a decent poem. Natsuki.
She really didn't need to do that.
I look across the room. Okay, here's her. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk.
I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent desk.
Sigh.
Everything alright?
I'm so embarrassed.
Is it time for the one-arm hug?
I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now.
No, Yuri.
No.
How could
can't.
anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you.
Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Kat. You're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now.
It's nothing.
One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So,
It's not like you were looking, right?
What thing did Natsuki say?
I totally forgot.
Well, never mind that. I'm going to make some tea.
Oh, she went for the low blow of, no, your boobs grew bigger.
Make enough for more than one person, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone.
Monica.
Monica sounds like a cat now.
It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems?
Ooh.
It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd say it was worth it.
It was alright. Well,
I
mostly.
like that she came back.
She took a walk. That's what she did. She took a
Kat,
walk.
how about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow.
Also, yes, everyone's eye colors is the same. We didn't talk about Sayori's.
And maybe you learned something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better.
I think to myself.
Did I learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes? With any luck, that means I at least can do a better job impressing those I want to impress.
Because no matter what Monica says, it's all about impressing.
I nod to myself with a newfound determination. It allows me to save.
Cat!
They're not the same.
Huh.
Blue and
Okay.
pink.
Ready to walk home?
But they at least match. Does brown and green go together? Brown and green goes together, doesn't it? Sayori beams at me. It's truly been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. Can't really say that I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier.
What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've seen him fighting like that. Especially since the guy came in. It's really weird. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
Yes, I hate them all. No, I don't hate them. I just want your opinion, that's all.
I mean, they're just trying to impress you.
I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
Whew. You know, Kat, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone else is what makes me the happiest. And I think that everyone really likes you too. It's like they're really trying to impress you.
That's...
Every day is going to be so much fun.
Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Maybe I'll get a harem, like my anime. Well, we'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I'll pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes.
There's a sounding board. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. Alright. Would you like to save and we'll stop this particular part of the recording at this point?
Yes.
Would you like a break to stand up and move?
Yes, please.
Okay. So guys, like, favorite, subscribe. Thanks for watching. We will see you guys in the next one. Would you say bye to the people in the videos? Bye-bye.
Babaka.
Baka.